The old house breathes with memories, each polished surface and worn floorboard a testament to a life deeply lived, to laughter and tears that have long settled into its very timbers. My hands know the texture of countless aprons and the weight of countless worries, moving through these familiar rooms with a rhythm born of decades. My gaze often lingers on the framed photographs adorning the mantel, especially the one of my son, a bright, mischievous spark in his eyes, frozen in time. He's been gone for 20 years, a void that has never truly closed, but one that has been softened, profoundly, by Daniel. Daniel, my grandson, has been the sun that broke through the longest winter. 18 years old now, a vibrant, towering echo of my own son, he is the living legacy, the continuation of a bloodline I cherish with an almost sacred devotion. Every shared meal, every late-night conversation about his dreams for college, every proud glance at his achievements has woven him deeper into the fabric of my being. He is not just my grandson. He is a piece of my son, a tangible link to a love that transcends even death. This belief, this absolute certainty, is the bedrock of my existence, a quiet, unshakable peace that permeates my days. Arthur, my son-in-law, Daniel's father, by every societal and familial measure, sits across from me. He'd been a quiet man even before my daughter passed away 5 years prior. Now, a deeper stillness clings to him, a shadow I've always attributed to lingering grief, the quiet strength of a man carrying a heavy load. We've just celebrated Daniel's acceptance into his dream university, a day filled with rare, unburdened joy that occasionally pierces the veil of our lives. The scent of celebratory cake still faintly sweetens the air, a stark contrast to the sudden, acrid taste of ash that now fills my mouth. But Arthur's trembling hands tell me this celebration is about to become a funeral. Arthur's hands, usually steady, tremble slightly as they rest on the worn kitchen table. His eyes, normally a calm, steady blue, are turbulent with a storm of unspoken words, a desperate confession fighting its way to the surface. I watch him, a flicker of concern stirring within me, mistaking his agitation for lingering sadness about my late daughter, a common ache we both share. But then, the words come, delivered in a voice barely above a whisper, yet each syllable strikes me with the force of a physical blow. He speaks of a truth kept buried for 18 years, a secret that has festered beneath the surface of our happy, unsuspecting lives. "Eleanor," he begins, his voice cracking, "Daniel, he is not your grandchild, not by blood." The world, solid and predictable, just moments before, fractures around me. The air grows thin, the familiar kitchen walls seem to recede, and the very ground beneath my feet feels unstable. The words, simple yet utterly devastating, echo in the sudden, profound silence of the room. "Not my grandchild." The phrase reverberates, an impossible, cruel distortion of everything I know to be true. The image of my son, vibrant in the photograph, seems to mock me from the mantel. Daniel, my precious Daniel, the last tangible piece of my beloved boy, is suddenly an enigma, a stranger in the lineage I've so fiercely guarded. 18 years of unwavering love, of shared history, of deeply held beliefs, all dissolving in the wake of a single, shattering confession. A profound, icy dread seeps into my bones, replacing the warmth of a lifetime with a cold, hollow ache. The meticulously constructed edifice of my family, my legacy, my very identity, now lies in ruins at my feet. And I am left to navigate the wreckage, utterly adrift. But something Arthur hasn't said yet terrifies me more than what he has. A profound disorientation settles over me, a mental fog thicker than any I've ever known. The world, once a tapestry of familiar threads, now feels like a frayed, unraveling cloth. My mind, accustomed to the comforting rhythm of established truths, wrestles with the sudden, violent intrusion of the confession. It is not merely a fact presented. It is an assault on the very architecture of my understanding. A demolition of the narrative I've meticulously constructed for nearly 2 decades. An immediate, visceral rejection surges through me. A desperate plea for the old reality to reassert itself, for the words to unsay themselves. This new, unsettling truth feels alien, a cruel impostor seeking to usurp my most cherished beliefs. My days subsequently blur into a disquieting haze, each moment a subtle battle against the encroaching shadow of doubt. Sleep offers no respite, only fragmented images of Daniel's face, juxtaposed with the stark, unyielding pronouncement. I find myself scrutinizing his features, searching for some telltale sign, a subtle divergence from the familiar contours of my son's youth that I've so lovingly imagined. Yet, I find none. His laughter, once a melody of pure connection, now holds a faint, unsettling echo, a phantom note of uncertainty. The very air around him, previously vibrant with the promise of my lineage, now seems to vibrate with an unspoken question, a silent challenge to my heart. Then, in the dim light of dawn, I notice something in Daniel's room that makes my blood run cold, something that suggests Arthur's confession might only be the beginning of a much darker truth. A gnawing sense of betrayal, sharp and persistent, begins to fester within me. It is not directed solely at Arthur, though his secret bears the immediate brunt of my anguish. Rather, it is a deeper, more existential betrayal of feeling that life itself has played a cruel trick, allowing me to invest so completely in an illusion. My heart, which has swelled with boundless affection for Daniel, now feels precariously balanced on the precipice of an unknown abyss. Could love, so pure and unconditional, be built upon a foundation of untruths? The question torments me, a relentless query, without an immediate answer, forcing me to confront the very nature of my own capacity for affection. In this vortex of emotional turmoil, I seek refuge in the familiar, though even that offers little solace. I retreat to my garden, a sanctuary where my hands have always found purpose and my spirit peace. Yet, even the vibrant blossoms and the rich earth feel distant, their beauty muted by the internal tempest. I recall, with a sudden, aching clarity, my own mother's words, spoken decades ago during a period of familial strife. The truest roots are not always visible, child. Sometimes, they grow in the most unexpected places, nourished by deliberate care, not just by chance. This memory, a faint whisper from the past, does not immediately offer comfort, but rather a quiet, insistent prod. What I don't yet understand is that my mother's words weren't just wisdom. They were a warning about a secret she took to her grave. The wisdom of my mother, a woman of formidable spirit and unwavering pragmatism, begins to gently unfurl in my mind. It is not a direct instruction, but rather an enduring philosophy, a reminder that resilience often springs from reevaluating one's own definitions of belonging and attachment. She had always emphasized the strength found in adaptation, in tending to what is, rather than lamenting what might have been. This ancestral echo, a quiet, guiding force, starts to subtly shift my perspective. While the initial impulse to recoil, to deny the painful truth, remains potent, a nascent understanding begins to stir. It suggests that perhaps the fibers of connection are more intricate, more resilient, than mere biology. Hinting at a path forward through the emotional wilderness I now navigate. The profound challenge presented is not just to accept a fact, but to redefine the very essence of what family means to me. The sudden fracture of a long-held certainty, like a fault line appearing beneath solid ground, compels a profound reevaluation of my internal architecture. The reverberations extend far beyond the immediate shock, settling into the quiet corners of my soul, demanding a re-examination of what I believed to be immutable. This seismic shift, born from an unexpected revelation, transforms the familiar landscape of my identity into a terrain of introspection. It is in this crucible of upheaval that the very essence of connection, previously taken for granted, becomes the subject of an intense, often painful, internal discourse. My heart, once anchored by an unquestioned narrative, finds itself adrift, grappling with the intricate mechanisms of its own devotion. What unfolds is not merely an acceptance of a new fact, but a deeper inquiry into the layered nature of truth itself within human relationships. It challenges the simplistic notion that bonds are solely forged in the crucible of genetic ties, urging a more expansive understanding of the forces that truly bind individuals. The initial sting of perceived illusion gradually gives way to a more nuanced appreciation for the deliberate acts of tending. The countless moments of shared existence that, irrespective of origin, weave an undeniable fabric of belonging. This internal odyssey necessitates a recalibration of my internal compass, moving beyond the immediate coordinates of blood and lineage to explore the broader constellations of care, sacrifice, and unwavering presence. Yet as I begin to find peace, Arthur appears at my door with an envelope, and the look on his face tells me the whole truth hasn't been revealed yet. In navigating this uncharted emotional territory, a deeper ancestral wisdom often surfaces, a quiet echo from those who have trodden similar paths of redefinition. It suggests that the most enduring structures are not necessarily those built on initial blueprints, but rather those fortified by consistent effort and an unwavering commitment to nurture. This profound insight begins to illuminate a path not of erasing the past, but of recontextualizing it, allowing the light of understanding to penetrate previously shadowed assumptions. The very definition of family, once a rigid construct, starts to soften, becoming more fluid, more inclusive, and ultimately, more resilient. It is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to find new anchors when old ones give way, discovering strength and adaptability. Reflecting on this journey of my heart, I discern a subtle but powerful alchemy at play. The initial disquiet, the gnawing uncertainty, slowly transmutes into fertile ground for growth, where the seeds of a more profound comprehension begin to take root. The path forward is not about forgetting the initial pain, but about integrating it, allowing it to sculpt a more expansive vision of love and legacy. It becomes clear that the genuine architecture of belonging is constructed not merely by shared heritage, but by shared history. By the deliberate choices made day after day, year after year, to invest in another soul. As these disparate strands of experience and realization converge, they point towards a singular, powerful truth that transcends the narrow confines of biological definition, promising a resolution rooted in the enduring power of the human spirit to redefine and reaffirm its most cherished connections. This evolving perspective prepares me for a deeper understanding of resilience, not as a return to a former state, but as an ascent to a more profound, more encompassing form of grace. The initial tempest of shock and perceived betrayal, having raged through my spirit, begins to recede, leaving behind not desolation, but a landscape reconfigured by a deeper, more profound understanding. The raw, searing pain of the revelation has been a necessary crucible, burning away the rigid, long-held definitions of family and lineage that once constrained my heart. In its wake, a quiet, almost luminous clarity emerges, illuminating the truth that has always existed, yet remained obscured by the veil of expectation. It is not the absence of blood that diminishes Daniel's place in my life, but the unwavering, consistent presence of love that elevates it to an unbreakable bond. I understand now that the essence of connection is not solely etched in genetic codes, but forged in the countless, deliberate acts of care, the shared laughter, the whispered confidences, and the silent, enduring support that have woven Daniel into the very fabric of my existence. 18 years of cherished moments, of witnessing his growth. of celebrating his triumphs and comforting his disappointments, have created an intricate tapestry of belonging far more resilient than any biological thread. His hands, though not bearing the exact imprint of my son's, have held mine in moments of grief. His voice, though not an echo of my son's infancy, has filled my home with youthful vibrancy. These are the true markers of kinship, the indelible imprints of a love chosen, nurtured, and fiercely protected. This newfound clarity does not erase the past or diminish the memory of my son. Instead, it broadens the scope of my affection, allowing it to encompass a more expansive, more inclusive definition of legacy. My son's spirit, I realize, lives not just in a genetic continuation, but in the values I've imparted, the love I've cultivated, and the capacity for connection I've fostered within my family, regardless of its origins. Daniel is not merely a substitute for a lost lineage. He is a testament to the enduring power of human connection, a living embodiment of the profound truth that love, when given freely and unconditionally, creates its own undeniable truth, its own sacred heritage. The quiet wisdom of my mother, once a distant echo, now resonates with profound immediacy. The truest roots are not always visible, child. Sometimes, they grow in the most unexpected places, nourished by deliberate care, not just by chance. I have, indeed, tended these roots with every fiber of my being, unknowingly cultivating a love that transcends the confines of biology, proving that family is not merely inherited, but actively built, brick by painstaking brick, with compassion, resilience, and an open heart. As the sun sets, casting long shadows across my garden, I look out at the vibrant blooms I've nurtured, each one unique, yet all thriving under my devoted care. The path forward is not about forgetting the initial pain, but about integrating it, allowing it to sculpt a more expansive vision of love and legacy. I understand that the genuine architecture of belonging is constructed not merely by shared heritage, but by shared history, by the deliberate choices made day after day, year after year, to invest in another's soul. Daniel remains my grandson, not by the decree of blood, but by the undeniable, unassailable decree of my heart. This revelation, born from an unexpected confession, has not shattered my world, but has, instead, expanded it, revealing the limitless capacity of the human spirit to love, to adapt, and to redefine its most cherished connections. The true practice of family, I understand, is an unending act of creation, a continuous weaving of shared moments into an unbreakable tapestry, a testament to the enduring power of profound, intentional love.